As a child growing up on Cape Cod, Barb spent lots of time around boats. During several summer seasons, she even had the job of dockmaster at one of the local marinas. Over the years, she watched her dad, Clint, construct and work on several boats used by her family. Barb talked about wanting to build a boat like her father did. A couple of years ago, she purchased plans and constructed a small motorboat from scratch. Built right in our garage, she used marine-grade plywood and connected the pieces using the stitch and glue method. The boat was coated with fiberglass and epoxy. We now enjoy using this boat, which was aptly named Mr. Clint in honor of her boat-loving dad. Here you can see Barb running the Mr. Clint. Looking back, we wish we had documented the last build. Now it's time for a new project, which will be shown here following Barb's weekly progress. This time, she'll be using a kit rather than drawing out and cutting each piece of marine grade wood. Please follow along as Barb the boat builder constructs this wooden 1950s era styled runabout boat. One of our subscribers asked about the types of boats that Clint had built. Here are a couple of photos of the boat that he built, the Clindabar. In this week's episode, Barb will start out working on the inside of the boat and finish up on the outside. She will remove some of the stitching, apply thickened epoxy, and do some sanding. You'll see at one point the boat will be flipped over so Barb can focus on the outside and the bottom of the boat. Here's a couple of shots of what the boat looked like before this week started. You can see here the inside of the boat and the progress Barb's been making here. Thanks for your continued support of our channel and for following along. I hope you enjoy episode 5 of Barb the Boat Builder.
Clean up the wires I cut off because I cut them with a drum. So I go back through more of my thickened epoxy, finish that, and then tomorrow I will sand a lot of these areas, which is always fun. I'll see another wire I'm going to cut. I might sand a little, couple areas. Huge party today. Finishes look nice. You have to sand it really well. And we have a lot of sanding. Holy schmoly. I'll be back later. So back up today, there's a lot of things different. I haven't been videoing. My husband was sick with COVID. He does the video camera, so I haven't filmed any. But we flipped the boat over, which we're not even going to show that because that was rough. Next time we have to get more help. I wasn't too impatient to wait for help, so. So now what I'm going to do is between each one of these wires, tack fillet. We call it tack welding it. It's actually just thick and epoxy, just thin little lines. And then when that dries, then I'll cut and remove all these wires, which is wonderful because they're deadly. And and then I'll actually fill it all the way down and sand it and do all that. I'm going to fill these in, and then I have to sand all these down. And then sand low, do the bottom. Then I'll do the bottom with a strip of fiberglass tape. Sand everything. Then when I'm all done with that, then I will lay down fiberglass cloth over the entire bottom part down here. And I'll do that 2 to 3 times. Definitely 2 times. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at it. Maybe 3. And then I'll paint the bottom, and I will put a water line on it. Get everything done at the bottom, so that when we flip it back over, we actually put it on the trailer. And then I'll finish all the inside, and I got a million more pieces. A lot more pieces. See if I can show you that. That really didn't even show you how many pieces there are. Tremendous amounts. We're back out with my big clothes and beat up looking, but I'm not going to wear nice clothes, and get to work. So the reason I took the, looks like a tongue depressor or a popsicle stick, try to smooth it all over a little bit. I'm going to put another coat on, but the neater you are, the less sanding. And sanding, there's enough sanding as it is. So I did that. And I'm going to do the other side now up to where I am here, because I've got these on the floor. Because the first boat I made a total mess in the garage floor. So these overlap on the other side too. So what I'll do is I'll do the other side, and then I'll kind of move them down, and so in case anything falls, because of course I dig down there and some fell, and I've already made kind of a mess. That's a hard piece. So I'm gonna probably shut it off because you won't see anything, because I'll be knelt down on the floor over there, and then I'll turn it back on and start doing the rest. So I finished all the tack welding, both sides, on the top, down the bow. I didn't film it again because it was just exactly what I did here, and you're gonna get bored and then I don't even want to watch. So what I'll do tomorrow, like some of the stuff that I did is already harder than a rock, like what I did earlier when I was filming it. So I'll come out tomorrow, I'll cut all the rest of these wires, pull them out, sand everything down, sand all this, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to fill my pastry bags again and go right down the sideboards and totally fill them in. And then when that's done, I will sand again. I'm going to sand until I like it. I also will use a fairing compound, which I'll show you eventually, which is blue and red mixed together, equal parts, and they actually take out any imperfections that you may have on your boat. Take mine, sand it, over and over and over again. But it makes the boat look really nice. So I really want to keep this as best as I can and as neat as I can. I don't want to use a bunch of fairing compound, because what I'd like to do is the bottom will be black, and then I'll have probably like a white or red waterline. The rest of the boat, I just want to stain, and I want it to, and then stain, and then more epoxy, more, so it gets really nice mahogany kind of look. That's the way they mostly all look. Some people paint them, and it depends, your choice. But that's where I am now today. I let everything dry, go in and clean myself up, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, Mom. Going to pull the rest of these wires out. I pulled a bunch of them out yesterday. So happy to get rid of them. They scratch and whatever, but that can be a pain. Yesterday, so that's why they can pull them out. Otherwise, they wouldn't be pulling like that. They're all out. I got a few up there that I'm going to leave because inside I couldn't reach when the boat was the other way. To actually put the thickened epoxy up there, I couldn't reach. So I did here. I'm going to put a little bit more and then I'll pull them out. But today will be, I'm going to sand these all down, everything down, sand, and if I feel like it, because it's going to be a lot of sanding, then I will refill all the way across with a thickened epoxy. Otherwise, that will be tomorrow. So that's it. I see another one. Some of these I have to pull, there's a couple of them that I have to pull from inside because I tie them inside. But oh, I'm so glad to get rid of those off of there. They hurt. You walk by and I get so many scrapes. And then you actually feel like you're pretty accomplishing something too. So I'll get my sanding stuff ready and then bear with it. So I run around like a crazy lately because stuff gets hot and it can just lucky up on you and it's worthless. I don't have any air bubbles, so I'm happy. Let this dry, and I won't put any more of the seam down here because I'll be putting 2 whole sheets over it. So it's kind of like that seam is going to have 3 times the amount of fiberglass on the bottom. I did this a little here, just looking at colors, because I really want to keep the boat a wood color. I don't want to paint it like black, or the bottom would be black, but I want to try to keep the wood. But when you use this epoxy thickener, it makes another color, and even when you sand it, it still stays there a little bit. So I was trying to compare. Sorry, my pants are like gluing to my leg right now, showing the wrinkles even more. It's a little different in color. So I'm going to see when that dries. I'll sand it a little bit. And then I want it kind of not a walnut, but kind of like a walnut, darker. I just think that looks so pretty. If you look at any old picture of Chris Craft, you'll see that they're good looking and they have a stain on them, not just a paint. But so the seam went easy. The front was kind of a pain in the neck, but I got it on and I don't have any air bubbles. I feel like I'm gluing myself together here. So I must take pants off before they actually glue to my legs. So I will say goodbye and thank you.